I'm whooped, man. Friday night, 11 o'clock. But it ain't done until I recommend a couple pictures, or not even necessarily recommend. I can't even say that I recommend that's everything in this collection. I'm just telling you why it's important to me. Arrow again with their spectacular release of Demolition Man. It's an uneven movie, but man, how much do you love Wesley Snipes? Wesley Snipes in this movie, oh, what is his name? Simon. Well, someone will tell me. And then John Sargent is Stallone. And what I remember, and the reason I have Demolition Man is I was out here in Los Angeles in 1991 for school, and Demolition Man came out that fall. I didn't go see it. My friend Nancy Valenti was working at, I believe, in the office that produced it, and she got to go to the premiere. Maybe I'm making that up, but that's my memory. But Warner Brothers had a gigantic painted mural of Demolition Man. Like, this was the big movie of 91. It was Hook and Demolition Man, and Jurassic Park was coming, but it wasn't out yet. So Hook was the Christmas movie, and then, God, Ricochet with Denzel and Ice-T and John Lithgow. But, I mean, Demolition Man was such a huge, loud, explosive science fiction picture. It's super fun, and I just love the violence. And Wesley Snipes is everything. And I guess that's why I have it, is just it reminds me of that time. I feel like I have a personal connection to a lot of those movies that were out here. Addams Family came out there, Barry Sonnenfeld's movie as well. Okay. Man, how great is Martin Scorsese's The Departed? I haven't watched it since I got it, because it's like taking on Goodfellas. It's a hearty steak. It's such a... but Jack Nicholson, his work in this, and Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio, and Marky Mark is so good in this. Mark Wahlberg is extraordinary. I don't even remember... I do remember where I saw it. I was doing an auto show tour, and I saw this in Denver. And we were... my friend Cherie Hewitt and I were product specialists for... It would have been Chevy, I guess. And we were traveling around. Chevy? Yeah, it had to be. We were traveling around, and while we were in Denver, The Departed was playing in the movie theater. And when you're doing the shows, when you're on the road, like, there's nothing to do. Like, you get up in the morning, you have continental breakfast, you go and you talk to dealer principals all day, and it's training tour. There's a lunch, and then there's meetings and everything. After 4 o'clock, you're off the hook. So it's pretty much like movies and hang out at the bar. And this was, I want to say, like a 4-month tour or whatever, but Cherie and I saw The Departed together, and I was just like, man, the score, Dropkick Murphys and Howard Shore's score for it, yeah, it made an indelible mark on me. It's, a remake of Infernal Affairs, and it's one of the great Nicholson performances, one of his last. Okay, another Arrow release, Robert Rodriguez's Desperado on 4K. I was trying to figure out exactly where to sort this, because this came out in a box set, the Once Upon a Time in Mexico trilogy, and it's 3 movies. It's El Mariachi, which is only available in Blu-ray, not in 4K, Desperado in 4K, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which is also only available in Blu-ray and not in 4K. Anyway, I digress. I love all 3 of these pictures because they give you the origin story and arc of Robert Rodriguez from his $8,000 masterpiece, El Mariachi, to kind of this really slick, beautiful remake of El Mariachi with Antonio Banderas, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico with Johnny Depp and Cheech Marin, and kind of the conclusion to that trilogy. I remember being really, really moved by that last film, and And I think that's why these movies kind of loom large for me. The filmmaking inspiration of Robert Rodriguez, and not just these films. Troublemaker Studios also did like his Spy Kids movies are tremendous, and Battle Angel Alita we talked about before. I just think he's an exciting filmmaker. He's the kind of one of the filmmakers that I really respond and aspire to be, that kind of a filmmaker where he's doing family entertainment, but he also does like hard R stuff that's super fun, like From Dusk Till Dawn. I just love his sensibility and his storytelling, energy, and the topics, and you can just feel his connection to his heritage and to the wonderful performers that he gets involved in his projects. Huge fan. All right. Die Hard. I saw this movie in the theater 9 times, more than I saw Star Wars. I only saw Star Wars once in the theater in this initial release, but I saw Die Hard 9 times. Senior in high school to freshman in college. It was that summer. Man, took my dad to go see Die Hard in the theater on his birthday because he did that for me on Star Wars. And then I was, 18, so I was old enough to, be like, I'm going to go take you. Dad would love it. And he did. Why does that movie resonate so hard? It was just Bruce Willis's vulnerability was everything. And I hadn't been out here in Los Angeles yet, so like when I saw the Fox building, the Fox Plaza, which is Nakatomi Plaza, like it was like meeting a celebrity. It's Die Hard is so taut and funny and thoughtful. As an action picture, it redefined the genre. When you think about, because it is a Western, when you think about the Westerns, like, not even the spaghetti Westerns, just skip over that for a second. Think about, From Shane to High Noon, which is a heavy inspiration for Die Hard, to Stagecoach, The Searchers. And The Searchers was a pattern break too in terms of classic Westerns. God, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. There's so many Westerns. There's like the jaunty, like action sort of Hatari energy that you see like in like The Lost World in Jurassic Park, where it's like we're on adventure and we're rustling cattle or whatever. But there's like this. There's an overarching sense of dread and risk. One of the great Westerns, actually, is Westward the Women. It's a film that the director Alexander Payne recommended I see, and I took it in, and it is one of the best Westerns I've ever seen, hands down. And Die Hard is not an equivalent to Westward the Women, but like it does what Westward the Women does with the genre of Western. You have action movies, like everything prior to Die Hard is like Stallone in Lock Up and Schwarzenegger in Raw Deal. And I think Predator might be like the year before Die Hard. The Running Man had the right kind of energy, but it's also pretty straightforward. Some of Paul Verhoeven's pictures a little bit more comic element, but there was something about Die Hard that combined that playfulness and the ability to do comedy really, really well, really high dramatic stakes, and great Western-themed action, and it changed the genre. It made action pictures start to bundle with comedy in a really strange way. And you'll notice now, like, I was doing a bit on Jimmy Kimmel this past summer with Guillermo and John Hader, who plays Napoleon Dynamite. And he was saying, like, it's so hard to get a comedy made now because all the comedies are big-budget action pictures. And it's true. Like when you think about where the comedies are, so many of them are cops and guns and explosions, and and now comedians are action heroes because of that. If it's not a a superhero film, it's generally like it's Channing Tatum and DJ, and they're quipping, and massive explosions are happening behind them. So, Die Hard is probably a little responsible for that too, but it never. There were just so many wonderful, simple visual gags. John McTiernan just nailed it, and he doesn't do that same thing in Hunt for Red October or Medicine Man. John McTiernan's direction here with this script, it's genre redefining. So if you've never seen Die Hard, start there. The sequels are fun, but the sequels are also. Die Hard 2 is a lot of fun, but the further you get away from the original, and the further you get away from just this poor guy who's like, you're just pouring kerosene on the fire. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and that's why we're there with them. Wonderful compression, and it's great. In the book Die Hard, spoiler, John McClane dies. All right. I'm tired. I'm going to stop it there. Great place to end it. Die Hard is, it's in terms of action pictures, it's easily top 5 for me. Oh yeah, what are my other? What would make the other top 4 for my action pictures? Okay, I'll do it. I'll say The Departed, Die Hard, Lawrence of Arabia, Mad Max Fury Road, what action picture is number 5? You tell me. And then I'll tell you my number 5 tomorrow. All right. Going to bed. Peace. Physical media forever. Good night.